What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 7 of season 2 of Solo Leveling. We'll be going full spoilers ahead, so hopefully you've watched this episode, and we'll do a real quick recap. Chevy, what happened in this episode?
So I believe last episode we left off with the, which we've now found out is an actor, getting ready to put on a show, to be honest, but he's at the association to be tested, even though he's already been tested. He's basically trying to set up his fame a little more. While this is happening, Jinwoo shows up to do his test, kind of interrupts the press conference that's going on, and when he goes to try to throw a fit about it, basically the association basically tells him, too bad, we told you not to be here this early. So Jinwoo does his test. He basically shows off to the association. I skipped the fact that the two guild leads that we've seen before are also here because they're still interested in him, obviously. So they're hanging out outside the testing room, and he's in there doing his test. He kind of shows off that he can summon the older guy whose name I can't remember. He is the other. He's like the guild lead or something like that. I can't remember exactly his name, but he basically says, I've read the report, like, don't hold back on us. And so Jinwoo summons a bunch of things, and then also, lets him know that he could probably do another 100 on top of that, which not only surprises the guys in the room, but his magical power is exuding out of the test room, and the two other S ranks are shocked by the amount of magic coming out of that room. They go to leave, then the press is there basically to show the world that the 10th S rank is there. His sister finds out via a stream that her friend is watching in class, and the other two S ranks basically offer to give him a ride because they're trying everything they can to talk to this guy. Jinwoo basically goes, nah, I'm good, blinks away. It is noted that the guild head, who can seemingly like morph his body, mentions that he couldn't see Jinwoo's movement, and that wasn't the case before. So he's a little confused on how he would have gotten stronger by now, or since then. Excuse me. We get, I think, a cut where it shows, I can't remember I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names, but the kid he was running around with before, who's
Jinho,
part of the construction company, he lets his dad know that Jinwoo's not going to join them. And we get a flashback to why that is, but it's really not that important. Dad's pretty disappointed in it, basically says there's consequences to it, and he says that he's going to go instead with Jinwoo and not vice versa. So let's see. We get a scene with the guild head who can transform a little bit, basically kind of like processing the whole thing, and he kind of gets this idea that maybe Jinwoo hasn't actually awoken, but is in fact someone who can become stronger, which is the first person to have that thought, to our knowledge, which is interesting to see someone kind of catch on to that so quickly. So we get back home. Jinwoo's getting ready to leave because he's going to go back to his personal dungeon that he's got that he can make the potion for his mom in. And before he leaves, he kind of sets up some protection for his sister because he realizes now he's kind of in the limelight. There's more chances for danger. He leaves a couple summons with her, and then he sends them out to like patrol the city, I think. I didn't quite get that part very well, but that's what I assume is happening. He goes into the dungeon, and then he basically skips ahead. I missed the whole auction part too. It doesn't matter.
the whole what?
The auction, not the place where he's...
Oh, he just sells some stuff and buys some items.
Yeah, because he mentioned needing equipment to go further into the dungeon, which he did buy
for
a couple things.
For fire dungeon, he gets stuff for that and weapons, stuff like that. Also, there's a quick blip when his dudes are like sent off into the city of something flying in the sky.
Oh, yeah. Which we, as a viewer, already kind of know because that was foreshadowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's in a dungeon. We find out he's able to just start from the floor he left off on, which is convenient for him. And he starts, going through. He gets a quest this time when entering, though, which has what he says is probably a class skill. So very enticing for him to actually get a new ability. We kind of find out that in 2 days he only makes it, I think, 5 floors, and progress is going pretty slow at this point. And he's run into something that has the ability to like kind of take out his army, and is intelligently picking off the weakest ones first. So he decides to step in because he was basically having his summons do all the work before. And I think that's about... Oh, the flying thing shows up in the real world. There's 2 hunters walking down a road, and there's a flying insect on the road waiting for them, which I think was the concern a few episodes ago anyway. So I think that's anything I missed. Something?
Jinho's dad has a weakness to the increasing magic in the world, and he has a disease where he's going to essentially go into an endless coma.
Which I think is what Jinwoo's mom has.
Oh yeah, maybe.
So
it's been a while since I thought about what's going on with her. So
she's in a coma as well.
Yeah.
So that could be the case, which could lead to possible friendly exchange coming up. So, anyways, thoughts.
It was a cool episode. I like that we finally have revealed Jinwoo to be the S rank that he is, an S rank that has other S ranks freaked out, which kind of lends itself to that theory you were talking about in the last review that you heard. We'll see if that becomes the actual story or not, though. But yeah, it was cool to see that. I don't quite know why I'm supposed to care about the actor kid right now. Didn't they say he's like an A rank or something?
Yeah. And I don't know if he's going to be relevant at all.
He has to, otherwise, like, was this just like a fun situation to show Jinwoo's like the big dog now, and some actor kid doesn't matter?
Yeah, it could be, especially because all the attention was on the actor at first, and then as soon as he got officially announced as an A rank, all those press people were like, "Oh no, fuck that guy!" Like,
yeah. So I'm wondering if he's just a prop for that, or if he actually is going to have something going on. I was waiting for like more from him, but I was like, maybe this is just to kind of show that even a big famous actor who's an A rank, pretty big deal, is being overshadowed by the 10th S rank.
Yeah, it seems a little weird because they put a lot of effort into him like actually looking like a character. So.
They ended the last episode with him too. Yeah. So it was like a cliffhanger with him. So I'm curious to see where that goes. And if you know, please don't tell us. But yeah, I'm glad he finally got revealed. I liked the whole assessment of basically him just summoning like one dude, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool, but you can probably do more than that." And as viewers, we know he can summon a whole army. So, and we heard from, I think they were a B or A rank in like an episode or two ago, that dude could only summon like two things at a time, and it took all of his mana. And this dude is summoning whole armies and replenishing them. So pretty big difference.
Yeah, well, even the head dude was kind of like flabbergasted. So
yeah, well, and then he is being evasive with these guys. Every time they talk to him, he's like, "No, I'm good," and he just walks off. But here he kind of like just teleported off real quick, moved quickly, so much so that guy didn't. Bayek, is that his name? I don't remember. I'm starting to remember names, but I'm also not confident because they're all like Korean, so it's like out of my lexicon. But yeah, even he was like, "The fuck did I just see?" Or what didn't I see? Yeah. Yeah, he seemed pretty shook, which was kind of weird. Really interested to see where that goes, that dynamic, because Jinwoo's going to become more powerful than these guys. They're already saying like when he summoned his army, they're like that would overpower me basically. So he's already kind of a big deal. Yeah, then Sister finding out, I thought that was fun, even though she didn't seem that impressed by it. But she was just, like, what the fuck? Also, him setting up... as soon as he started setting up defense for his sister, I was wondering what's going to attack the city. Because I'm like, why is he setting up people who are going to defend her? What's even going to come after her? And then that ant dude's flying around. And I'm just like, is the city going to get attacked while he's gone? By ants or something? because
Yeah.
then it lands right in front of those two dudes who are gonna get murked, and because they seem weak.
He seemed expendable.
Even though the guy on the right, I think, is the dude from an episode 2 ago. I think he had the same haircut.
I mean, I think we've seen both of them, but I have a terrible memory, so.
Yeah, I can't remember either, but I remember that guy's haircut. Let's see, Jinwoo in the dungeon. Also, Jinwoo getting new equipment. It's an interesting new thing because from the beginning up until now, he's just been earning loot, basically. This is the first time we're seeing, outside of his own personal shop thing.
Yeah, which was brought up at this point because his idea of value is based off this like game
The
currency.
system. Yeah. And so it was interesting to see the exchange rate, basically, of like the items he's earning in these dungeons, and that he can get like, what did he say, like 100 million or something.
Yeah.
Because at first he's looking at things he wanted to buy, and they're like, oh, it's this. He's like, I can't afford that. And then once he started looking into selling things, they're like, oh, we'll buy that for a lot. And he's like, okay, well, I guess that'll even out. So
What
that
a
was
crazy economy.
yeah, that it's crazy they can afford that. But I was also thinking, like, how the fuck do other people afford things? But they're all part of like guilds
Like
and
megacorps, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm just thinking, like, wouldn't the government want to invest in these fucking people?
I think they do.
Yeah, but I guess like Jinwoo's being evasive and not joining anybody, so I guess he's just doing that to himself.
Picked hard mode.
Yeah. That should be the name of the show. Yeah, Jinwoo in the dungeon, though, testing out Tusk was interesting because he's fucking blasted kaiju style that other giant thing and destroyed it. And
Yeah, he
buildings.
gave him that orb that he keeps. They kept
Sphere
thinking
of
about,
Avarice.
Yeah, he kept thinking about selling, and then he's like, "I guess I don't have to sell it because I can just sell some, crappy knife basically for hundreds of millions." So
And that thing buffs magic, right?
fire magic,
Just fire magic?
Fire
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I just blasted
unless
that
it is all
fucker.
magic. I thought it was fire magic. If you know,
It's been a little bit since they
feel
mentioned
free.
it. Please correct us, because it's been a little bit since I remember what the fuck it does. But I remember he was going to buff his magic users, and then he got Tusk, and
And who's a caster? Right?
yeah,
So
exactly.
it
So,
works out.
which is kind of interesting to see him get gear that can buff like his troops, basically.
Mm.
That's kind of a fun thing. Yeah, and then him having to fight those guys, he fucking destroyed him. But also the first guy that attacked him, super smooth animation when he dodged it and then kicked him into a building.
yeah, it was like
just kind of rolled out of the way of it. Yeah. Then the next part, he pulls his blades out. And we don't really need to see what happened. We know he's going to kill him. So
we are obviously informed it was easy.
yeah. And then I'm curious to see where Jinho's dad's arc is going. The show's constantly opening up new doors
Constantly.
nonstop without shutting the doors we've already gone through. Like Jinwoo's dad just fucking showing up and then gone.
Yeah, see that in a few episodes, I guess.
Yeah, like where's that going? And now ant people are showing up. I'm like, and now Jinho's dad's gonna go into a coma. I'm like, what's that gonna do? Like, that sucks for him. That's dark as fuck, especially in a world that with more and more magic. It's kind of an interesting premise that from people from a different era who have less magic resistance or whatever are having a hard time in this world with all these magic people and all this magic energy, that it's like negatively affecting him to the point where he's got a disease from it, basically.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, I just don't know where it's gonna go.
Because he even mentions, he's like, because, they ask if he's close to any hunters, and he says his son, but like, he's like, realistically think about it, he's like, everyone has
every
magic now.
Yep,
Like,
exactly. It's fucking No Country for Old Men. So yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what else. I think that's about everything in the episode. I liked it. I just feel like the episode really. I like that we got to an end point to one arc of the show, which is Jinwoo's not secret anymore.
Except for set it up a bunch of other things now.
Yes, but I'm trying to look at the positive of something actually finishing arc wise, because now we got all these other things opening up, and I'm really curious to see what happens with the ant people showing up and Jinwoo leaving guards for his sister, because that just feels like it's setting up something. I feel like something's coming while he's gone for a week, so it'd be interesting, for him to return and something crazy's happening, because that's the thing that hasn't really happened in the show for a while, is like there are all these hurdles and challenges Jinwoo is personally getting over, and he's at this point Superman saving people in dungeons who can't handle dungeons. But I'm waiting for the bigger threat to show up where Jinwoo will actually be tested, because we're not seeing that anymore. It hasn't happened in a while. Last time that really happened was like when he first attempted this dungeon a long time ago.
Yeah.
So now he's like,
Cerberus or whatever he fought.
yeah. So now he's just like, I'm enjoying it though. I'm enjoying that he's like just super fucking powerful, because it's satisfying to watch after his arc. But I am waiting for the next thing that's going to challenge him, because we need something to be able to push back at him now. He can't just be Gojo or Sakamoto.
Yeah, true.
That's what
Better
I
not
thought.
deflect bullets with his glasses.
Yeah. Or throw a rock. I'm not going to talk about Sakamoto.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
watched it.
Yeah, no, it was a fun episode. It was a lot of setup with some resolution. I'm very curious about, as you worded it, all these doors that are opening now. Like, you know, you have this
branches.
guild head who is pretty smart, thinking about the fact that maybe this guy can power up, which, because the whole time he's like, how did he get stronger? That's literally impossible. No one can do that.
That is cool, especially because we already got teased with, not teased, but like there was all these people starting to figure out Jinwoo, and now we got the final reveal. So it's interesting that the show will push it further and go like, how the fuck is he so powerful? Like, he wasn't, now he is, so what's up with that?
Well,
like,
and even within like, I mean, it's probably been like maybe a couple days to maybe a month at max that he's seen him before.
Yeah.
I think it was a week, because he'd come back in a week for the retest or something like that. So he just had seen him, and he'd gotten stronger in that time, and he was just like, "That's literally impossible. Like how is that? You know." So it's like, it's really bothering him, obviously, to the point where he like is sitting in his office in a dark room, like going, like, what is up with this dude? Like, so. Very interesting to
it's
see.
a valid thing to wonder about.
Yeah, well, especially in a world where, like, you know,
just
when
locked
you're
in.
a B rank, that's your lot in life.
Which is kind of annoying, because like, I guess it's similar to in life, people are born in circumstances and a lot of times don't escape them, but
Right.
on a social level. But it's annoying that you could be an S rank, you were just born that way, and now you're just like this fucking super cool celebrity. It's like you didn't even earn that S rank, you just are. Which obviously makes Jinwoo's whole arc interesting, because he's fucking grinding it out.
Well, and then you're going to have this collection of guilds constantly pestering you, because we've only seen 3 guilds talk to him, and we know there's more than that. So
Yeah.
in fact, we saw one of them this episode, the ones that are signing on that celebrity guy. I can't remember their name, but
That dork.
yeah, the tired looking dude that was standing up there with him, who's basically, you know, signing him on.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I also, it's been kind of a fun contrast as well, seeing the change up with these S ranks, because we've had a season and a half of these guys just being badasses and like not caring about anything, and like nothing bothers them. Jinwoo shows up and all of them are just shocked. And it's been really interesting to see them like lose their composure, basically. Because he's just shaking things up for them. Mm-hmm. So that's especially like the 3 of them during his re-examination, all being shocked for, like, obviously they didn't see the summons, but they felt the magical power, and we're just like, what the heck? The strongest mage, you know, apparently, sitting in that area going, holy crap, that's more mana than I have. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fun dynamic.
I'm curious what that one dude who got hospitalized by Jinwoo's dad is, how he's going to react.
Sure, because
What's his ass
that's
doing?
global news now, right?
Yeah.
Dude's in a hospital somewhere. He's going to see him on the TV soon and probably throw a fit.
Probably.
I'm also curious with what his newfound brother, or you know, the kid who's construction, the dad's about to go into a coma.
Jinho?
Yeah, he's just kind of along for the ride, but like to what capacity? Like, is he just going to be the taxi driver now? Like,
That's what I've been
what
wondering.
a lot in life, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Well, we'll see where that goes too. And then obviously with him becoming so powerful, I can't imagine all these S ranks are just going to take that. Their position and power is basically going to be challenged. I assume someone's going to have an issue with that and probably try to
I'm
attack
waiting
him.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the ants, since episode 1, have been like this major threat that no one can take care of, and now they can fly, and now they're showing up, and that's just been this slow drip that we've been getting for this entire show, and I'm kind of excited to see that like
manifest into something.
now,
Yeah, because I'm like, is something gonna happen with that? Season 1, it was like all about that island and the fucking ants, and they're sending teams in and shit, and then
a wussy, B rank who can barely hold his piss in, basically. So
yeah.
Yeah, overall it was a the episode itself didn't have like a lot of like action or all that kind of stuff, because it's really not the point of this episode. The whole point was like to set up all this stuff,
teeing up,
and yeah, it's a lot to take in and see where they take it. So far the show's been really good, I think, about the direction it takes its paths within the show as well, because they've kept it interesting while also keeping some mystery the whole time, and that makes it a lot of fun to watch. So
I think it's been the biggest strength of the show so far. As season 1 felt like just like an entertaining anime that was like fun to watch, but had all these loose ends that didn't make sense. Now in this season, it feels like it's like much more confident in storytelling, which I think it had to get to this point to even be like that. But then also like the action's better, the circumstances are more interesting, the things it's setting up are more interesting, and it is a much more layered story than I was expecting from a story of a dude who's just leveling up in a video game, basically.
Yeah. The only guy leveling up.
Yeah, which is a fun premise, but like without any depth, it's just entertainment, and it is entertaining. But like there is stuff that I'm like, oh, I wonder what's happening there. I wonder what's going on there. I wonder where that's going to go. Or things keep coming back, and things that were set up before, like the ants, and I'm like, oh, this is finally turning into something. Like, oh, there's actually like layers to this that I was not expecting. So season 2 so far has just been like so much better than the first season.
Yeah, I agree.
But obviously needed that first season to even get here, so it served its purpose. But second season is definitely a lot stronger.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty typical as well, but it's a pretty big difference with the show, I'd say.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah,
for me at least.
But yeah, overall it's a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing. Obviously, we got some stuff, popping off next episode. Whether that's action or not, I don't really care as much as like, the consequences, whether positive or negative, of things happening soon. So
yeah. Anything else?
Nope.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this episode. What were some of your favorite parts? Maybe there's something in the episode we didn't talk about that you'd like to talk about. Let us know in the comments if you know where things are going, because you read the manga. Please don't tell us. Don't spoil anything. It's been fun watching it so far blind. We'd like to continue doing that. Thank you. And yeah, favorite things happen in it. Maybe there's something in this episode you didn't like, and where do you think things are going? Like I said, unless you know, don't tell us. And yeah, how you feeling about season 2 as opposed to season 1? And are you feeling good about the show? Let us know what you think about the comments below when it comes to Solo Leveling, episode 7 and beyond. I've been Seth. This has been Chevy. If you have recommendations, let us know. Anime, movies, TV, whatever. Can't guarantee we'll watch them, but we will definitely take the recommendation and keep it in mind. And yeah, until the next episode, we'll talk to you guys later.